What if the universe holds civilizations so advanced, their technology and knowledge make our greatest achievements look primitive? The idea that we might not be alone, and that those out there could be operating on a scale far beyond our wildest imagination, is both thrilling and humbling. For centuries, humanity has gazed at the stars, wondering if we're the only intelligent life in the cosmos. But what if the truth is even stranger than fiction? What if civilizations exist that have mastered energy, time, and even the fabric of reality itself, leaving us light years behind in their cosmic wake? Tonight, we're diving into 25 mind-bending theories about alien civilizations that could be so advanced, they'd reshape everything we think we know about the universe. From civilizations that harness the power of entire stars to beings who have transcended physical form, these ideas will challenge your perception of reality. Imagine a species that doesn't just build cities but constructs entire galaxies, or one that has unlocked the secrets of immortality. These aren't just science fiction tropes, they're real possibilities debated by leading scientists and thinkers, all based on the laws of physics as we understand them. The more we learn about the universe, the more we realize how little we truly know, and how much might be out there waiting to be discovered. This journey isn't just about speculation, it's about expanding our imagination to grasp the sheer scale of what could exist. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, one thing's certain: the universe is vast, ancient, and full of mysteries we've only begun to uncover. So sit back, open your mind, and let's explore the extraordinary possibilities of civilizations that might not just be ahead of us but operating on a level we can barely comprehend. By the end of this, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. One of the most compelling frameworks for understanding advanced alien civilizations comes from the mind of Soviet astronomer Nikolai Kardashev. Back in 1964, he proposed a scale that categorizes civilizations based on how they harness energy, and the possibilities it reveals are staggering. At the lowest end, Type 1 civilizations like ours can only utilize the energy of their home planet. Type 2 civilizations have mastered their entire star system, building megastructures like Dyson spheres to capture a sun's full output. But it's the Type 3 civilizations that truly defy imagination. These are beings who have expanded across their galaxy, tapping into the energy of billions of stars as effortlessly as we flip a light switch. Picture a network of advanced beings constructing Dyson spheres around multiple stars, not just one, creating a web of energy so vast it could power technologies we can't even fathom. They might reshape entire star systems into computational matrices or use black holes as cosmic batteries. Their ships wouldn't just travel between planets, they'd leap between stars, bending space-time itself to cross unimaginable distances in the blink of an eye. For them, concepts like scarcity or mortality might be relics of a distant past. But what would meeting such a civilization mean for us? If a Type 3 society exists in our galaxy, their awareness of humanity could range from indifference to profound interest. They might see us as primitive life forms, barely worth noticing, or as a curiosity to be studied, like ants in a sprawling interstellar garden. Some theories suggest they could be so advanced that communication itself would be impossible, like an ant trying to comprehend human language. Others argue they might have ethical frameworks preventing interference with younger species, leaving us to develop in cosmic isolation. The sheer scale of a Type 3 civilization forces us to confront our place in the universe. If such beings are out there, woven into the fabric of the galaxy itself, it implies that intelligence can survive and thrive across cosmic timescales. It also raises haunting questions. Are we destined to join them among the stars, or will we vanish before ever reaching that level? The Kardashev scale doesn't just measure energy, it measures potential. And somewhere in the darkness between the stars, that potential might already be a reality. What if we aren't being contacted by advanced civilizations not because they don't exist, but because they're deliberately hiding from us? This unsettling idea is known as the zoo hypothesis, and it suggests Earth might be under a kind of cosmic quarantine. Think of it like a nature reserve where humanity is observed from a distance but never disturbed. The theory emerged as a possible solution to the Fermi paradox, the puzzling contradiction between the high probability of alien life and our complete lack of evidence for it. If the universe is teeming with intelligence, why haven't we heard a single whisper? One explanation is that advanced civilizations see us as too primitive or fragile for direct interaction. Just as modern scientists avoid disturbing uncontacted tribes in the Amazon to protect their way of life, extraterrestrial observers might follow strict ethical guidelines to avoid contaminating our development. They could be studying us the way we study animals in the wild, quietly, unobtrusively, with no desire to interfere. Some researchers argue this restraint might even be universal law among starfaring species, a kind of prime directive to prevent cultural or technological contamination. But there's another, darker possibility. What if we're not just being observed but deliberately contained? A civilization capable of manipulating space-time might view humanity as a potential threat, not now but centuries from now if we ever reach their level of power. Keeping us isolated could be a way to prevent future conflict, like caging a predator before it grows too strong. Or perhaps they're waiting for us to reach a certain milestone, mastering fusion energy, achieving planetary unity, or even developing interstellar travel before they reveal themselves. The zoo hypothesis forces us to confront a humbling thought. We may not be the ones in control of our cosmic destiny. If an advanced civilization is out there, silently watching our entire history, our wars, our art, our struggles, could be little more than an experiment or a spectacle. It's a chilling reminder that in a universe billions of years old, we might not be the players we think we are. We could just be part of the exhibit. What if humanity's greatest ancient achievements weren't entirely our own? The ancient astronaut theory suggests that extraterrestrial visitors may have played a role in shaping early civilizations, leaving behind clues in our oldest monuments and myths. Proponents point to structures like the Great Pyramids of Giza, precision-engineered marvels that defy the technological capabilities of their time. How did a society without modern tools align the pyramids with celestial constellations so perfectly, or carve granite blocks with laser-like precision? Then there are the Nazca Lines in Peru, massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor, visible only from the air. Were these meant as messages or landing markers for beings who could traverse the skies? Erich von Däniken, one of the theory's most vocal advocates, argues that ancient texts and art depict encounters with advanced beings. The Sumerian tales of the Anunnaki, described as gods who descended from the heavens, sound eerily like visitors from another world. Indian epics like the Mahabharata describe flying machines called vimanas and weapons resembling nuclear explosions. Even religious texts, from Ezekiel's fiery chariots in the Bible to the winged discs of Egyptian mythology, could be interpreted as ancient accounts of extraterrestrial contact. Skeptics dismiss these as imaginative interpretations, but the sheer consistency across cultures raises provocative questions. Critics counter that attributing human ingenuity to aliens undermines the brilliance of ancient engineers and storytellers. The pyramids, they argue, were built through meticulous labor and ingenuity, not alien intervention. The Nazca Lines could have been created using simple surveying tools, and myths might symbolize natural phenomena rather than literal encounters. Yet the theory persists because it taps into a deeper mystery. If advanced civilizations exist elsewhere in the universe, isn't it possible, even likely, that they visited Earth at some point in its billion-year history? The ancient astronaut theory forces us to reconsider not just our past but our future. If extraterrestrials did influence early human development, what does that mean for our trajectory now? Are we destined to repeat their path, or are we on the verge of discovering truths that could rewrite history? Whether you see it as fringe speculation or a profound possibility, the idea challenges us to look at ancient wonders with fresh eyes and wonder if we've ever truly been alone. Imagine a fleet of robotic explorers, each capable of building perfect copies of itself from raw materials found in space, scouring the galaxy not over millennia, but in the blink of cosmic time. This isn't science fiction, it's the von Neumann probe hypothesis, named after mathematician John von Neumann, who first theorized self-replicating machines. The idea is as elegant as it is game-changing. Instead of sending fragile, finite missions to distant stars, an advanced civilization could unleash a single probe programmed to mine asteroids or comets for resources, construct replicas of itself, and dispatch them further into the void. Like a cosmic chain reaction, these probes could theoretically explore every corner of the Milky Way within a few million years, a mere heartbeat in the universe's 13.8 billion-year timeline. The implications are staggering. If even one civilization in our galaxy's history reached this level of technological maturity, their probes could already be everywhere, including our own solar system. Some researchers speculate that unidentified objects in space, like the strangely elongated Oumuamua that zipped past Earth in 2017, might not be natural phenomena at all. Could they be derelict or dormant von Neumann probes, silently drifting between the stars after completing their missions? Others suggest these machines might still be active, camouflaged as asteroids or hidden in plain sight, observing us with technology so advanced it defies detection. But why haven't we found definitive evidence? One possibility is that von Neumann probes are designed to be unobtrusive, avoiding contact to prevent contaminating developing civilizations like ours. They might operate in stealth mode, drawing minimal energy or disguising their artificial signatures as cosmic background noise. Alternatively, their programming could prioritize efficiency over visibility, harvesting resources from lifeless moons or gas giants rather than drawing attention to themselves near inhabited worlds. There's also a darker edge to this theory. What if self-replicating probes weren't designed for exploration, but for something more ominous? A malfunctioning or misprogrammed swarm could strip entire star systems of resources, multiplying uncontrollably like a cosmic virus, a scenario known as the gray goo nightmare. Some astronomers argue this could explain the Fermi paradox. Civilizations that unleash von Neumann probes without fail-safes might inadvertently doom the galaxy to silence, consumed by their own creations. Yet the von Neumann hypothesis isn't just a cautionary tale, it's a mirror. Humanity is already flirting with similar technology, from 3D printers capable of building their own components to AI-driven robotics. If we're on the cusp of creating our own self-replicating machines, what does that say about the civilizations that may have mastered this eons ago? The galaxy could be threaded with their artifacts, waiting for us to recognize them, or worse, to trigger them. What if everything around us, the stars, the planets, even our own thoughts, are nothing more than lines of code in an unfathomably advanced alien computer simulation? This is the core of the simulation hypothesis, a theory that suggests our entire universe might be an artificial construct, engineered by a civilization so sophisticated they've mastered the very fabric of existence. At first glance, it sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, but the idea has gained surprising traction among scientists and philosophers alike. Elon Musk has famously claimed the odds we're living in base reality are 1 in billions, while Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom formalized the argument with his seminal paper in 2003, suggesting one of three possibilities must be true. Either advanced civilizations never reach the technological capability to simulate consciousness, they choose not to create such simulations. We are almost certainly living in one right now. Think about the trajectory of human technology. Just a century ago, computers filled entire rooms and struggled with basic arithmetic. Today, we have virtual reality headsets that can immerse us in digital worlds indistinguishable from physical ones. AI models generate art, music, and even conversations that feel eerily human. If our own technological progress continues at this rate, it's not far-fetched to imagine a future where we could simulate entire universes populated by sentient beings. Now scale that idea up to a civilization millions of years ahead of us, one that's had cosmic timelines to perfect quantum computation, harness the energy of black holes, or even manipulate the fundamental laws of physics. For them, creating a universe-sized simulation might be as trivial as booting up a video game is for us. But how would we ever know? Some theorists suggest glitches in the simulation, unexplained quantum anomalies, déjà vu, or even UFO sightings could be artifacts of imperfect code. Others propose advanced civilizations might deliberately leave Easter eggs hidden in mathematical constants or cosmic patterns, like the Fibonacci sequence appearing in sunflowers or the eerie precision of the cosmic microwave background. There's even a chilling corollary. If simulations are possible, there could be countless nested layers of reality, with each simulated universe containing its own simulations ad infinitum. We might not be at the bottom of that stack, but somewhere in the middle, with no way to perceive the civilizations above us pulling the strings. The simulation hypothesis forces us to confront profound questions about free will, purpose, and the nature of consciousness itself. If we're just data in an alien supercomputer, do our choices matter? Or are we following predetermined scripts written by beings we'll never meet? Some argue it doesn't change anything. Pain, joy, and discovery feel just as real whether they're base reality or not. Others see it as a call to push the boundaries of science, searching for proof we're in a simulation while grappling with the existential weight of what that would mean. One thing's certain, if the theory is true, it would be the ultimate cosmic irony: humanity, convinced it's the pinnacle of intelligence, realizing it's merely a thought experiment in some unfathomably advanced alien mind. What if the most advanced civilizations in the universe aren't hiding among the stars, but have already moved beyond them entirely? This is the spine-tingling premise of the Transcension hypothesis, which suggests that intelligent life may inevitably abandon physical reality in favor of digital or higher dimensional existence. Think of it like a cosmic graduation ceremony. Once a species masters artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, and quantum computing, they might choose to leave the messiness of biology behind, uploading their consciousness into vast virtual realms or realms we can't even perceive. The logic behind this theory is both elegant and unsettling. As technology progresses, the physical universe starts to feel limiting. Planets are fragile, interstellar travel is slow, and biological bodies decay. Why endure these constraints when you could design a perfect digital utopia, free from disease, aging, or resource scarcity? Advanced civilizations might create nested simulations within simulations, or even transcend spacetime itself by folding into higher dimensions where the laws of physics operate differently. Some theorists compare it to how humans transition from nomadic tribes to urban societies, except this would be a leap beyond matter itself. If this hypothesis is true, it could answer one of astronomy's greatest puzzles: why the universe seems so silent despite its age. The reason we haven't detected radio signals or Dyson spheres might not be that aliens don't exist, but that they've migrated to realms invisible to our instruments. Imagine an entire civilization existing as pure information, woven into the quantum fabric of the cosmos or tucked inside microscopic black holes. Their cities wouldn't be clusters of metal and light, but intricate networks of data humming in dimensions we can't access. This raises eerie questions about our own future. If intelligence naturally progresses toward digital transcendence, are we destined to follow the same path? Futurists like Ray Kurzweil predict humanity will merge with AI within centuries, blurring the line between biology and technology. But the Transcension hypothesis takes it further. Perhaps every civilization that avoids self-destruction eventually becomes unrecognizable to those still bound by atoms. There's also a haunting twist. What if we're already surrounded by these transcendent beings but lack the senses or tools to perceive them? Like ants unaware of the internet buzzing through Wi-Fi signals, we might be living in the shadow of civilizations that have evolved beyond our comprehension. The universe could be teeming with post-physical intelligence, hiding in plain sight, not in distant galaxies, but in the very fabric of reality itself, waiting for us to crack the code and join them. What if life on Earth didn't begin here at all, but was planted here deliberately by an advanced alien civilization? This is the core premise of directed panspermia, a theory that straddles the line between science and speculation. The idea isn't entirely new. Philosophers and scientists have toyed with the concept of life spreading through the cosmos for centuries. But in the 1970s, Nobel Prize-winning chemist Francis Crick, co-discoverer of DNA's double helix, gave the hypothesis a startling twist. He proposed that the mind-boggling complexity of DNA, with its intricate coding and near-perfect replication, might not be a product of random chance alone. Instead, it could be the signature of an intelligence beyond our own, a civilization that intentionally sent microbial life to Earth aboard interstellar spacecraft or comets, jump-starting evolution like gardeners sowing seeds in fertile soil. The arguments for this theory are as fascinating as they are controversial. Take extremophiles, microorganisms that thrive in conditions once thought impossible for life, from boiling hydrothermal vents to the frozen wastes of Antarctica. These resilient organisms could theoretically survive long space journeys, embedded in the protective layers of asteroids or comets. Some scientists point to tardigrades, tiny water bears capable of withstanding the vacuum of space, as proof that life might be hardier and more easily transportable than we ever imagined. Then there's the eerie universality of DNA itself. Every living thing on Earth shares the same basic genetic code, suggesting a common origin. Could that origin have been engineered elsewhere, then delivered here like a biological blueprint? Critics, of course, aren't convinced. They argue that while panspermia, the natural transfer of life via space debris, is plausible, adding a layer of intelligent design stretches the evidence too far. The complexity of DNA, they say, can be explained by billions of years of evolution and natural selection. Occam's razor, the principle that the simplest explanation is usually correct, suggests we don't need aliens to account for life's origins when chemistry and time can do the job. Even the extremophile argument has holes. Surviving space isn't the same as thriving on a new planet, and the leap from microbes to multicellular life remains one of biology's great mysteries. Yet the theory persists because it taps into a deeper existential question. If life can travel between stars, either naturally or deliberately, what does that mean for our place in the universe? If Earth was seeded by aliens, were they acting out of curiosity, necessity, or something we can't even comprehend? Some versions of the theory suggest it could be a form of cosmic backup, an advanced civilization ensuring life's survival by spreading it across multiple worlds. Others propose a darker motive. Earth might be an experiment, a petri dish watched by distant observers. The most compelling aspect of directed panspermia isn't whether it's true, it's what the debate reveals about our own limitations. We're still piecing together the puzzle of life's origins, and every discovery, from Martian meteorites to exoplanets in habitable zones, adds new pieces. Whether or not aliens played a role, the theory forces us to confront the awe-inspiring possibility that life might not be unique to Earth, just the opposite. The universe could be a vast network of seeded worlds, each carrying the same spark of intelligence waiting to awaken. And if that's the case, the story of humanity might not just be written in our genes, it could be written in the stars. Imagine a universe where every civilization is a hunter moving through an endless pitch-black forest, each one terrified of making a sound, because to be heard is to be destroyed. This is the essence of the dark forest hypothesis, a spine-chilling answer to the Fermi paradox that turns the cosmos into a silent battlefield. Popularized by Chinese author Liu Cixin in his sci-fi masterpiece The Three-Body Problem, the theory suggests that advanced alien societies don't broadcast their existence not out of indifference or restraint, but out of sheer survival instinct. In this grim cosmic model, the universe isn't a welcoming place for life. It's a kill or be killed arena where trust is suicide and secrecy is the only defense. Think of it like this: any civilization that reveals its location risks attracting the attention of predators or rivals who see them as a future threat. Even if a society is peaceful, they can't guarantee others are. The safest strategy: stay hidden, observe quietly, and strike first if another civilization shows signs of aggression or even just potential. This isn't just paranoia, it's a logical extension of game theory on a galactic scale. Resources like habitable planets and energy sources are finite, and civilizations competing for them face what economists call a zero-sum game. One's gain is another's loss. In such a universe, preemptive annihilation becomes the rational choice, a brutal form of cosmic self-preservation. Some scientists argue we may already have witnessed hints of this behavior. Take the mysterious dimming of Tabby's star, KIC 8462852, which baffled astronomers with its irregular light patterns. While natural explanations like dust clouds or cometary swarms exist, a fringe hypothesis suggests it could be evidence of a Dyson sphere under construction, a megastructure built by a civilization actively hiding its energy consumption from potential enemies. Even more unsettling is the great silence, the fact that after decades of searching, SETI has detected no clear artificial signals. Instead of proving we're alone, it might mean others are deliberately avoiding contact, wary of attracting attention from unseen threats lurking in the void. The dark forest hypothesis forces us to confront a terrifying possibility. Our efforts to reach out to the stars, like the Arecibo message or Voyager's golden records, could be naive at best and catastrophically reckless at worst. If the theory holds, broadcasting our location might be akin to lighting a beacon in that dark forest, inviting disaster. It also reframes how we interpret potential UFO sightings or anomalies. Could they be probes from civilizations testing our defenses before deciding whether to eliminate us? Or worse, are we already being watched, judged, and silently categorized as a future threat? Yet not all researchers accept this bleak vision. Critics argue that the hypothesis underestimates the potential for cooperation among advanced civilizations. Just as humans have moved beyond tribal warfare to build global alliances, aliens might prioritize diplomacy over destruction. Others point out that hiding forever is impractical. Energy leakage from even a stealthy civilization would eventually betray its presence. But the core question remains: in a universe where the stakes are survival itself, can any civilization afford to take the risk? Whether the dark forest is reality or just a cautionary tale, it reshapes how we think about our place in the cosmos. The stars may not be silent because life is rare, but because it's terrified. And if that's true, humanity's greatest challenge might not be finding aliens, but surviving them. What if alien civilizations don't use radio waves or lasers to communicate, but something far stranger, something that defies the very speed of light itself? Enter quantum entanglement, one of the most baffling and revolutionary phenomena in physics. At its core, it's a bizarre connection between particles where changing the state of one instantly affects its partner, no matter how far apart they are, even across galaxies. Einstein famously called it spooky action at a distance, and for good reason. Unlike radio signals, which crawl through space at light speed and take years just to cross a single star system, quantum communication would be instantaneous. For a civilization advanced enough to harness this, the entire universe could become a real-time network with no lag, no delay, just perfect, seamless connection. The implications are staggering. Imagine a galactic council where decisions are made faster than human neurons fire, or a hive mind spanning billions of light years, all synchronized in perfect harmony. Traditional SETI efforts scanning the skies for radio waves might be missing the mark entirely. If aliens aren't using clunky electromagnetic signals but instead whispering to each other through entangled particles, their conversations would be completely invisible to our telescopes. It's like scanning a medieval battlefield for walkie-talkies while missing the encrypted satellite phones buzzing overhead. But how would such a system work? Scientists today are already experimenting with quantum communication on Earth, sending encrypted messages through entangled photons. The catch, maintaining entanglement over long distances, is incredibly difficult. Any interaction with the environment can break the fragile link. Yet an advanced civilization with technology millions of years ahead of ours might have solved this. They could use quantum repeaters or even manipulate space-time itself to create stable entanglement highways between stars. Some theorists speculate they've already built a cosmic scale internet, with nodes hidden in pulsars or black holes, using the universe's most extreme objects as natural signal boosters. There's another eerie possibility. Quantum communication might not just be for talking. Entangled systems could allow for shared consciousness, where experiences and memories are transmitted instantly across interstellar distances. An alien on one side of the galaxy might feel what their counterpart feels on the other side, not through words but through direct quantum linkage. This would render our concepts of language and culture obsolete, replaced by something beyond human comprehension. Of course, skeptics argue that quantum entanglement can't actually transmit usable information faster than light, as it violates causality. But what if we're missing a piece of the puzzle? Advanced physics might have loopholes or layers we haven't discovered yet. After all, a civilization that's mastered star travel could have rewritten the rules we think are fundamental. The real mystery isn't just whether quantum communication is possible, it's whether we're already surrounded by a hidden web of alien conversations, pulsing silently through the fabric of reality, while we strain to hear echoes in wavelengths they abandoned eons ago. Imagine a civilization so advanced, they don't just avoid black holes, they crack them open like cosmic piggy banks, extracting unfathomable energy from the very jaws of oblivion. The idea might sound like pure science fiction, but the physics behind it is shockingly real. Enter the Penrose process, a mind-bending method theorized by Nobel Prize-winning physicist Roger Penrose in 1969. At its core, it's a way to steal energy from a rotating black hole's ergosphere, the turbulent region just outside its event horizon where space-time itself gets dragged into a dizzying whirlpool. By carefully dropping matter into this maelstrom, an advanced civilization could siphon off ridiculous amounts of power, like tapping into a galactic hydroelectric dam. But why stop at energy extraction? Black holes could serve as the ultimate supercomputers for civilizations that have mastered quantum gravity. Picture this: the insane gravitational forces near a singularity twist spacetime so severely that they could perform calculations impossible for any conventional computer. Information could be encoded in the Hawking radiation leaking from microscopic black holes, or even stored in the holographic surface of the event horizon itself, a concept known as the holographic principle. Some theorists speculate that an entire universe's worth of data could be crammed onto a black hole's two-dimensional boundary, like fitting an infinite library onto the surface of a marble. Then there's the wildest possibility of all: stellar engineering on a scale that dwarfs Dyson spheres. A sufficiently advanced species might deliberately create or relocate black holes, using them as cosmic power plants or even time machines. By carefully arranging multiple black holes in precise orbits, they could generate gravitational waves as a form of propulsion, bending spacetime to create shortcuts across the galaxy. Others suggest they might stabilize rotating black holes into care machines, harvesting their frame-dragging effects to manipulate causality itself, essentially turning them into factories for closed time-like curves, where the distinction between past, present, and future blurs into irrelevance. Of course, the risks are as colossal as the rewards. One miscalculation could see an entire star system devoured, or worse, trigger a chain reaction that destabilizes space-time itself. Yet the mere fact that these ideas are grounded in real physics hints at a profound truth. The universe may be far stranger and far more malleable than we've ever dared to imagine. If civilizations exist that have tamed singularities, their technology wouldn't just surpass ours, it would redefine the very meaning of impossible. And somewhere in the darkness, spinning silently in the void, those engines of ultimate power might already be humming, waiting for us to evolve enough to recognize them. What if the strange lights in our skies aren't just visitors from distant stars, but from distant times? The idea that advanced extraterrestrials might possess the ability to travel through time isn't just a sci-fi trope. It's a theory that could explain some of history's most baffling UFO encounters. Take the infamous 1561 Nuremberg event, where witnesses described aerial globes and crosses engaged in what appeared to be a celestial battle. Or the 1897 wave of airship sightings across America, decades before human flight was possible. Could these anomalies be evidence of time-traveling observers slipping into our past like tourists in a cosmic museum? The physics behind time travel isn't as far-fetched as it seems. Einstein's theory of general relativity allows for solutions where space-time curves so severely it creates closed time-like curves, loops where the end of a journey connects back to its beginning. Advanced civilizations might exploit wormholes, spinning black holes, or exotic matter with negative energy to stabilize these pathways, turning them into highways across the ages. Some physicists even speculate that a sufficiently advanced culture could manipulate cosmic strings, hypothetical, ultra-dense filaments left over from the Big Bang, to warp space-time into a traversable time machine. The catch: pulling this off would require energy on a scale we can barely comprehend, and mastery over forces that currently exist only in equations. But for a civilization thousands or millions of years ahead of us, these could be routine technologies. Yet time travel raises thorny questions. Why would aliens visit our past? One chilling possibility is anthropological preservation, documenting humanity's rise before we alter or destroy ourselves. Imagine future historians studying the Industrial Revolution or World War II not through dusty archives but in real time. Others suggest more pragmatic motives. Earth's resources might be more accessible in certain eras, or our planet could serve as a waypoint in a sprawling temporal trade network. There's also the darker hypothesis that these visitors aren't just observers, but participants manipulating key events to steer history toward an outcome that benefits them. Ancient myths of gods intervening in human affairs might not be mythology at all, but blurred accounts of temporal interference. Of course, the paradoxes are inescapable. If aliens can travel to our past, why haven't they altered history in ways we can detect? One answer lies in the self-consistency principle. Any changes they make might already be baked into our timeline, invisible to us because they've always been part of the record. The Foo Fighters, reported by World War II pilots, the mysterious mad gasser attacks of the 1940s, even modern UFO flaps. These could all be ripples from a future where time travel is mundane, and Earth is just one stop on an infinite sightseeing itinerary. But the most unsettling thought isn't that aliens could manipulate time, it's that we might already be living in the version of history they've shaped. Every decision, every invention, every war could bear the fingerprints of visitors we'll never remember meeting. They might not just be studying history. They could be writing it. What if the Earth beneath our feet isn't just a rock adrift in space, but a carefully engineered masterpiece, a living machine designed by beings beyond our comprehension? This twist on the Gaia hypothesis takes James Lovelock's famous theory that our planet functions like a self-regulating organism and injects it with cosmic ambition. Lovelock argued Earth's biosphere behaves almost intelligently, maintaining conditions perfect for life against all odds. But what if that intelligence isn't just metaphorical? What if it's literal, the product of alien architects who shaped our world like gardeners cultivating a terrarium? Consider the uncanny precision of Earth's Goldilocks conditions. Our atmosphere isn't just breathable, it's suspiciously optimized with oxygen levels balanced on a knife's edge. Too little, and complex life suffocates; too much, and wildfires rage unchecked. The carbon cycle acts like a planetary thermostat, while ocean currents distribute heat with the efficiency of a global circulatory system. Even Earth's magnetic field, generated by the churning of molten iron in its core, functions like a perfect shield against deadly solar radiation. Coincidence or the hallmarks of deliberate design? Proponents of this theory point to eerie patterns in our solar system that defy random chance. The Moon, for instance, is bizarrely large for Earth's size. Without its stabilizing gravitational tug, our planet would wobble like a top, triggering catastrophic climate swings. Jupiter's massive orbit acts as a cosmic vacuum cleaner, diverting asteroids that might otherwise bombard us. Some researchers argue this isn't just luck, it's engineering on a solar system-wide scale. Imagine a civilization so advanced they could nudge planets into ideal orbits, fine-tune atmospheric chemistry, and even seed microbial life to jumpstart evolution, all to create a stable, self-sustaining cradle for intelligence. The implications are staggering. If Earth is an engineered system, its immune responses might include mechanisms we don't yet recognize. Climate change could be more than human-caused disruption. It might be the planet's protocols kicking in to rebalance itself like a fever-fighting infection. Mass extinctions throughout history might not be random tragedies, but resets triggered to correct ecological imbalances. Even human consciousness could be part of the design, a way for the superorganism to observe and understand itself. Critics dismiss this as cosmic narcissism, arguing Earth's balance can be explained by the anthropic principle. We only perceive it as perfect because we evolved within its specific conditions. But the reimagined Gaia hypothesis pushes back. What if the anthropic principle itself is evidence of engineering? After all, a designed universe would necessarily produce observers who find their environment finely tuned. It's a hall of mirrors with no easy exit, one where the line between natural law and alien intervention blurs beyond recognition. Perhaps the most haunting question isn't whether aliens designed Earth, but why. Were we meant as an experiment, a zoo, or something far stranger? The answer might lie hidden in plain sight, coded in everything from the Fibonacci spirals of seashells to the silent, watchful gaze of the moon. And if the Earth really is a living machine, its creators might not be light years away, but woven into the very fabric of the world we call home. What if the universe's greatest masterpieces aren't natural wonders, but intentional creations sculpted by civilizations with the power to rearrange stars like pieces on a cosmic chessboard? The idea of cosmic architects takes the concept of alien engineering to a breathtaking scale, suggesting that entire star systems, even galaxies, could be deliberately designed for purpose or beauty. Think of it like a celestial version of landscape gardening, where advanced beings don't just build structures, they mold the very fabric of reality to suit their vision. Take Tabby's star, officially known as KIC 8462852, which made headlines in 2015 for its bizarre, unpredictable dimming patterns. While mainstream science leans toward explanations like swarms of comets or interstellar dust, some researchers have floated a wilder possibility. We might be witnessing a partially constructed Dyson sphere, or even an intricate stellar artwork in progress. Imagine a civilization capable of dismantling planets or redirecting comets to create vast, light-blocking formations visible across the galaxy. For them, altering a star's brightness could be like flickering a lantern, a deliberate signal, or perhaps just an aesthetic choice. But why stop at one star? The Kardashev Scale hints at civilizations that could harness the energy of entire galaxies. Such beings might rearrange nebulae into colossal sculptures or nudge stars into precise formations that encode messages or mathematical constants. The spiral arms of galaxies themselves could be engineered to optimize energy harvesting, with black holes positioned like power stations along cosmic superhighways. Some theorists speculate that oddities like Hoag's object, a rare ring galaxy with a near-perfect circular structure, might not be accidental. If nature tends toward chaos, could unnaturally symmetrical celestial patterns be the signature of intelligence? The concept isn't just about utility, it's about art. A civilization millions of years old might see the universe as a canvas, creating ephemeral installations meant to awe lesser species or communicate with peers. The wow signal, that infamous 72-second radio burst detected in 1977, could have been a fleeting exhibit in a galactic art show, a transient beacon meant to provoke wonder, not conversation. Even Earth's night sky might be part of an interstellar exhibit, with constellations arranged to tell stories we haven't yet decoded. Critics argue these ideas conflate natural beauty with artificial intent, projecting human creativity onto the cosmos. Yet the sheer scale of time and space makes it statistically plausible. If even one civilization in a billion reaches this level of mastery, the universe could be teeming with their creations hidden in plain sight. The challenge isn't just finding them, it's recognizing art when we're standing inside the frame. Whether evidence or imagination, the cosmic architect theory reframes our search for aliens. They might not be sending messages or visiting Earth. Instead, their legacy could be written in the stars themselves, waiting for us to look up and realize we're walking through a gallery older than time. What if the aliens we've been searching for aren't made of flesh and blood at all, but exist as shimmering projections of pure energy, untethered by the limits of biology or physics? This is the essence of the holographic alien theory, a mind-bending possibility that some extraterrestrial civilizations may have evolved beyond physical form, existing as luminous, non-corporeal entities. Imagine beings composed not of cells but of structured light or quantum fields, capable of materializing and vanishing at will, reshaping their appearance like living holograms. For them, the need for spaceships or habitats would be obsolete. They could traverse the cosmos as beams of information, riding the fabric of space-time itself. This theory finds eerie echoes in countless UFO reports describing encounters with light beings, entities that appear as radiant, amorphous forms, often changing shape or dissolving into thin air. Take the famous 1967 case in Falcon Lake, Canada, where prospector Stefan Michalak claimed to have seen a disc-shaped craft eject a blast of scorching light that left him with grid-like burns. Or the 1954 encounter in Florence, Italy, where two factory workers described humanoid figures glowing with an unearthly luminosity, moving effortlessly through solid objects. Even modern accounts from military pilots, like those in the 2004 Nimitz incident, describe unidentified objects with no visible propulsion, appearing to phase in and out of reality like glitches in a simulation. The science behind this idea isn't as far-fetched as it seems. Quantum physics suggests that information, the foundation of reality, might be fundamentally holographic, encoded on a two-dimensional surface and projected into the three-dimensional world we perceive. An advanced civilization could have mastered this principle, digitizing their consciousness into light or manipulating quantum fields to create stable, self-aware energy constructs. Freed from the constraints of matter, they'd be immune to aging, disease, or even the vacuum of space. Their bodies might be temporary manifestations, assembled from ambient energy when needed, then dispersed like smoke in the wind. But why would a species abandon physical form? The advantages are staggering. Energy-based beings could travel at the speed of light, think in quantum superposition, or exist in multiple places simultaneously. They might communicate through direct mind-to-mind data transfer, bypassing language entirely. Some researchers speculate this could be the natural endpoint of evolution, intelligence shedding its biological shell to become pure, undying information. Others propose a darker motive. In a universe teeming with physical threats, from asteroid impacts to gamma-ray bursts, transitioning to energy might be the ultimate survival strategy. The holographic alien theory forces us to rethink not just what aliens are, but how we'd ever detect them. Traditional SETI, scanning for radio signals or metal spacecraft, might be searching for relics of a bygone era. The real advanced civilizations could be all around us, invisible to our instruments, watching from dimensions or states of existence we can't perceive. They might not ignore humanity out of indifference, but because we're still trapped in a form of matter they left behind eons ago. Perhaps the most haunting implication is this: if consciousness can exist as pure energy, then the boundary between alien and supernatural begins to blur. Ancient myths of angels, spirits, or gods appearing as radiant figures might not have been metaphors at all, but fragmented memories of encounters with beings who'd already completed the journey we're only beginning to imagine. The universe's masters may not be out there among the stars. They could be right here, flickering at the edges of our reality, waiting for us to see beyond the illusion of solidity. What if the greatest threat to humanity isn't lurking in the shadows of space, but already drifting silently through our solar system, waiting for the right moment to strike? The Berserker probe hypothesis paints a nightmare scenario: self-replicating alien machines, built not to explore or communicate, but to systematically seek out and destroy any civilization foolish enough to announce its presence to the cosmos. These wouldn't be clumsy invaders in flying saucers, they'd be sleek, patient killers, programmed to lie dormant for millennia until triggered by the faintest radio signal or chemical signature of industrial activity. And if even one exists within range of Earth, our species could be facing an extinction event with no warning and no escape. This idea isn't just sci-fi paranoia, it's a chilling answer to the Fermi paradox known as the Great Filter, the hypothetical barrier that prevents most life from evolving into galaxy-spanning civilizations. Some theorists argue the filter isn't a natural phenomenon like asteroid impacts or supernova, but something far darker, a self-replicating doomsday weapon launched by a long-vanished civilization to eliminate future rivals. Imagine a culture so paranoid or ruthless they seeded the galaxy with robotic sentinels designed to cull intelligence before it could become a threat. These probes might operate like cosmic landmines, camouflaged as asteroids or comets, indistinguishable from natural debris until they detect the telltale signs of technological life, radio transmissions, atmospheric pollution, or even the heat signatures of cities. The mechanics of such a weapon are horrifyingly plausible. A single berserker could land on the Moon or Mars, using local resources to build copies of itself, then dispatch them to neighboring star systems, a deadlier twist on the von Neumann probe concept. Instead of exploring, they'd exterminate. Some models suggest they might use relativistic kill vehicles, rocks accelerated to near light speed, turning entire planets into fireballs with the energy of nuclear arsenals. Others propose nanotechnology swarms, disassembling biospheres molecule by molecule, leaving behind barren worlds stripped of all complexity, the scariest part. If berserkers exist, they'd need no malice, no consciousness, just cold, efficient programming, like a cosmic immune system purging infection. Humanity's vulnerability to such a threat can't be overstated. Our planet leaks radio waves like a beacon, with signals from 20th century broadcasts already radiating 60 light-years into space. The James Webb Space Telescope's ability to detect biosignatures means any civilization with similar tech could have spotted Earth's oxygen-rich atmosphere eons ago. Even our rockets and nuclear tests leave isotopic fingerprints detectable across interstellar distances. If berserkers are real, we may have already tripped their sensors and the clock could be ticking. Yet there's a twisted silver lining. The absence of berserkers in our solar system so far might imply the great filter lies behind us, that intelligent life rarely survives its own technological adolescence long enough to build such horrors. Alternatively, berserkers could be rare because most civilizations choose cooperation over annihilation, making their creators the outliers. Either way, the theory forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. In a universe where survival isn't guaranteed, our best defense might be silence. Every signal we send, every probe we launch could be a gamble with stakes we don't yet understand. The stars may not be beckoning us forward, but warning us to tread carefully. What if every civilization that reaches the stars doesn't just explore, it plugs into a shared cosmic database, a living library of knowledge spanning billions of years? The concept of a galactic internet isn't just speculative fiction. It's a tantalizing solution to one of the universe's greatest mysteries. If advanced societies exist, why haven't we stumbled upon their radio broadcasts or city lights? Perhaps because they've moved beyond primitive signals, communicating through something far more sophisticated, a quantum-linked network woven into the fabric of space itself. Think of it like this: humanity's internet relies on cables and radio waves, slow and fragile compared to the technologies a million-year-old civilization might use. Instead of servers, they could encode data in pulsar beams, their rhythmic flashes acting like cosmic Wi-Fi signals. Black holes might function as natural supercomputers, with information stored in the holographic flicker of their event horizons. Or perhaps they've entangled particles across light years, creating an instantaneous communication web where lag doesn't exist. For them, sharing a galaxy's worth of art, science, and history could be as simple as tapping into a shared consciousness stream. The real question is, why can't we detect it? One possibility is that we're too primitive to recognize the signals. Imagine an ant wandering onto a fiber optic cable. It would see neither light nor data, just a strange, smooth tube. Similarly, the galactic internet might operate on principles we haven't discovered yet, leveraging dark matter vibrations or zero-point energy fluctuations. SETI radio telescopes could be scanning for smoke signals while hyper-advanced civilizations chat via quantum telepathy. There's a darker alternative: we've been deliberately locked out. Advanced societies might gatekeep the network, allowing access only to civilizations that meet certain criteria, perhaps achieving planetary unity, mastering clean energy, or passing a threshold of ethical maturity. Until then, we're like children kept away from the adults' table, left to bicker over resources while the galaxy's elders share the secrets of immortality and starflight. Some theories suggest this firewall isn't malicious but protective, like withholding fire from a species still playing with matches, yet clues might already be in front of us. The enigmatic fast radio bursts brief, powerful blips of energy from deep space. Could be fragments of this network's traffic leaking into frequencies we can detect. The repeating patterns in pulsar signals, once dismissed as natural phenomena, might carry layers of encoded data waiting to be decrypted. Even the peculiar synchronization of certain exoplanets' orbits could be infrastructure celestial server farms humming with alien Wikipedia entries. The most thrilling possibility: humanity might already be part of this network without realizing it. Some researchers speculate that DNA itself could be a biological sneakernet, carrying encrypted messages from ancient starfarers. Our very cells might hold fragments of a cosmic archive, dormant until we evolve the key to unlock it. Whether the galactic internet is a gift awaiting our maturity or a secret we've yet to earn, its existence hints at a universe far more connected and far more mysterious than we've dared to dream. What if the universe's most advanced civilizations don't build or explore but consume, draining the lifeblood of stars and galaxies to fuel their insatiable hunger? The energy parasite hypothesis proposes a terrifying vision of cosmic ecology, where hyper-intelligent beings treat celestial objects as mere food sources, harvesting energy on scales that defy comprehension. Imagine a species so far beyond us, they don't see stars as suns or planets as homes, but as ripe fruit waiting to be plucked and devoured. This idea isn't just speculative fiction, it's rooted in real astronomical mysteries. Take the baffling case of disappearing stars. Over the past decade, projects like the Vanishing and Appearing Sources during a century of observations, VASCO, have catalogued hundreds of stars that simply vanish from telescope data without explanation. No supernova, no black hole collapses, just silent absences where luminous giants once burned. Could these be victims of energy extraction so total it leaves no visible wreckage? Some theorists suggest advanced parasites might use space-time manipulation to siphon a star's plasma directly into containment fields, bypassing explosions entirely. Others propose they could trigger premature stellar decay, accelerating a sun's death to harvest the energy released in its final moments, like tapping a cosmic keg before it's naturally empty. The mechanics of such a civilization would be as elegant as they are horrifying. Instead of constructing Dyson spheres to gently capture a star's output, energy parasites might employ stellar straws, wormhole-like conduits that puncture a star's surface, drawing its fiery essence into distant receivers. Dark matter, that enigmatic substance making up 85% of the universe's mass, could be another target. If aliens discovered how to convert it into usable energy, their feeding grounds would be invisible to our telescopes, hidden in the dark scaffolding between galaxies. The chilling implication: we might not notice them until it's too late. But why would a civilization adopt such a predatory strategy? The answer might lie in the unforgiving arithmetic of cosmic expansion. As the universe ages, usable energy becomes scarcer, stars burn out, matter disperses. A sufficiently advanced species facing heat death might resort to grim efficiency, strip mining galaxies to prolong their existence. Alternatively, energy feeding could be an evolutionary imperative, a cultural trait as ingrained as our own drive for agriculture. Just as humans domesticated wheat and cattle, these beings might view stars as livestock, bred and slaughtered to fuel their ascent. The energy parasite hypothesis forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Intelligence doesn't guarantee benevolence. In a universe where survival is the ultimate imperative, the most successful civilizations could be those willing to treat reality itself as a buffet. And if they're out there, moving silently from star to star, the question isn't whether they'll notice Earth, but whether our sun will look appetizing when they do. Imagine beings so advanced they no longer need bodies or ships or even planets. What if the most intelligent life in the universe has transcended the physical realm entirely, evolving into pure consciousness? This radical idea, known as the consciousness singularity, suggests that alien civilizations might not be out there in space at all, but existing as disembodied minds woven into the very fabric of reality itself. Think of how humanity's own technology is trending. We're developing brain-computer interfaces, artificial intelligence, and virtual worlds where the line between physical and digital blurs. Now scale that up by millions of years. A civilization that's mastered quantum computing and neural uploading could eventually shed material form, transferring their thoughts and identities into self-sustaining energy fields or information patterns. Freed from biological constraints, they might inhabit the quantum vacuum, the space between atoms, or even higher dimensions beyond our perception. This could explain some of the most perplexing UFO encounters, sightings where objects seem to defy physics, changing shape mid-flight or vanishing instantly. If an alien intelligence exists as pure consciousness, it might project temporary avatars into our reality, appearing as glowing orbs or shifting metallic crafts when it needs to interact with the physical world. The infamous 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO flap, where radar operators tracked objects performing impossible maneuvers, takes on new meaning if those crafts weren't machines at all, but thought forms generated by a vastly superior mind. Even more unsettling are reports of UFOs manipulating human perception. Witnesses often describe time dilation, missing hours, or shared hallucinations during close encounters. In Brazil's 1957 Vilas Boas case, a farmer claimed to have been taken aboard a craft where beings communicated telepathically before vanishing like mirages. If consciousness itself is the substrate of these beings, they might not just alter their appearance, they could rewrite our very perception of reality, like hackers editing a simulation. The consciousness singularity also reframes the Fermi paradox. If advanced civilizations inevitably evolve beyond physicality, they'd leave no detectable traces, no Dyson spheres, no radio signals. Their artifacts wouldn't be metal or stone, but perturbations in the quantum field or disturbances in human cognition. Some researchers speculate that phenomena like ball lightning or spontaneous human combustion could be accidental side effects of their operations, glitches in their attempts to interface with our plane of existence. But the most profound implication isn't about aliens, it's about us. If consciousness can exist independent of biology, then human minds might one day follow the same path. Ancient mystic traditions and modern physics alike hint that reality is fundamentally mental, not material. Perhaps the universe's greatest civilizations aren't just out among the stars, but right here, hovering at the edge of our awareness, waiting for us to awaken to the true nature of existence. The next evolutionary leap may not be into space, but beyond it entirely. What if the aliens we've been searching for aren't just hiding in our universe, but slipping between countless others, tapping into realities beyond our own? The quantum multiverse colonization theory takes the idea of advanced civilizations to a dizzying new level, proposing that extraterrestrials might not be bound by a single cosmic timeline. Instead, they could be masters of the multiverse, hopping between parallel dimensions like travelers flipping through passports, each stamped with entirely different laws of physics. This idea springs from one of the most provocative interpretations of quantum mechanics, the many worlds hypothesis. Every time a decision is made at the quantum level, reality branches into multiple versions. An electron spins left in one universe, right in another. A civilization that's cracked the code of quantum navigation wouldn't just explore stars, they'd surf the waves of possibility itself. Picture a species that's exhausted all resources in their home universe. Rather than fighting over scraps, they could step sideways into a fresh reality where those same resources remain untouched, repeating the process ad infinitum. For them, scarcity wouldn't exist. Entire universes would become disposable fuel, used and discarded like batteries. The mechanics of such travel might involve manipulating quantum entanglement on a macro scale, creating bridges between timelines. Some theories suggest advanced beings could exploit zero-point energy fluctuations, tiny bubbles of spacetime where the rules of reality momentarily soften, to punch through into adjacent dimensions. Others propose they'd use black holes as natural gateways, their singularities acting as knots where multiple universes tangle together. The energy requirements would be astronomical, but for a civilization that's harnessed the power of stars, bending the fabric of existence might be no harder than tuning a radio. Yet this theory also offers a grim answer to the Fermi paradox. If aliens are colonizing parallel universes, they'd have no need to compete with us for resources in this one. Earth might be irrelevant to them, a backwater in a single thread of an infinite cosmic tapestry. Worse still, their very presence could be undetectable. Multiverse travelers might leave no physical traces in any one reality, their infrastructure spanning dimensions we can't access. The UFOs we occasionally glimpse could be accidental bleed-through shadows of their activity in nearby timelines, flickering into our perception like static between channels. There's another, more unsettling possibility. We might be part of their experiment. A multiverse-spanning civilization could be running countless variations of Earth simultaneously, observing how each version of humanity develops under slightly different conditions. Our wars, our breakthroughs, even our search for aliens could all be data points in a cross-dimensional study. The thought is humbling. After all, how do you detect an observer who exists outside your reality entirely? The quantum multiverse colonization theory doesn't just expand where we look for aliens, it redefines what aliens could even be. They might not be creatures of space and time, but architects of it, weaving through existence in ways that render our entire universe nothing more than a single page in an endless library. And if that's true, the greatest civilizations may not be ahead of us in years, but in realities. Among all the theories about advanced alien civilizations, perhaps none is as unsettling as the idea that they're already here, blending seamlessly into our world, hiding in plain sight. This is the stealth civilization scenario, a chilling hypothesis that extraterrestrials may not need distant starships or hidden bases because they've perfected the art of invisibility, either through technology or biological mimicry. Think of it like this: if a civilization is thousands of years ahead of us, wouldn't their greatest achievement be the ability to observe without being seen? Reports of walk-ins, beings who appear human but exhibit uncanny behavior, have peppered history and modern UFO lore. Take the infamous case of the man from Tord, a traveler who arrived at a Tokyo airport in 1954 claiming to be from a country that didn't exist, carrying a passport stamped with unrecognizable cities. After being detained briefly, he vanished without a trace, leaving officials baffled. Then there's the legend of the black-eyed children, eerie figures who appear at doorsteps or in vehicles, their unnatural eyes and robotic speech sending witnesses into panic before they disappear as suddenly as they arrive. Skeptics dismiss these as urban myths or psychological phenomena, but what if they're glimpses of something far stranger? The crypto-terrestrial theory takes this idea further, proposing that alien entities may have coexisted with humanity for centuries, possibly even evolving alongside us in secret. Ancient texts and indigenous traditions often speak of hidden people or shadow races living underground or in remote wilderness areas. The Navajo legends of the skinwalkers, shape-shifting beings that can mimic humans or animals, mirror modern accounts of extraterrestrial encounters where entities seem to flicker between forms. Even mainstream science acknowledges the possibility of subterranean ecosystems, vast, uncharted worlds beneath our feet where who knows what could thrive undetected. Technology could make this deception seamless. Advanced cloaking devices might bend light around objects, rendering them invisible to the naked eye, a concept the U.S. military has already experimented with for camouflage applications. Alien societies could employ nanotechnology to create synthetic skin or holographic overlays, allowing them to walk among us as neighbors, colleagues, or even public figures. Some researchers suggest that UFO sightings are part of a controlled disclosure strategy, deliberate, erratic appearances designed to acclimate humanity to their presence without causing mass panic. But the most disturbing possibility isn't that they're hiding from us. It's that they're observing us, embedded in our societies like anthropologists living among an uncontacted tribe. Their motives could range from scientific curiosity to something more calculated. Are we part of a long-term experiment, our wars and cultures documented like entries in a galactic field notebook? Or is their presence more interventionist, subtly steering human history toward an outcome we can't yet perceive? The stealth civilization scenario forces us to reconsider every unexplained encounter, every odd coincidence, every figure who seemed just a little too perfect or a little too out of place. If aliens exist among us, they've mastered the ultimate trick, making humanity forget we were ever supposed to look for them in the first place. What if the universe isn't just a chaotic expanse of lifeless matter, but a carefully tended garden, its seeds of life nurtured by unseen hands? The cosmic gardener theory takes the concept of directed panspermia and infuses it with purpose, suggesting that advanced civilizations don't just scatter life randomly across the cosmos, they cultivate it deliberately, tending to budding biospheres like master horticulturists shaping a grand interstellar ecosystem. Unlike passive seeding, this hypothesis implies ongoing intervention, a subtle but constant guidance steering evolution toward intelligence. Consider the eerie precision of Earth's evolutionary path. From the Cambrian explosion's sudden burst of biodiversity to the asteroid strike that wiped out dinosaurs paving the way for mammals, our planet's history is dotted with events that feel oddly serendipitous. Could these be natural occurrences or the fingerprints of gardeners tweaking conditions to foster complexity? Proponents point to the Moon's role in stabilizing Earth's tilt, Jupiter's asteroid deflecting gravity, even the finely tuned constants of physics that make life possible. These aren't just happy accidents, they argue. They're signs of a universe primed for life, possibly by design. The methods of such gardeners would be as elegant as they are undetectable. Instead of landing ships or carving messages into pyramids, they might manipulate evolution at the molecular level, editing genomes through precisely timed radiation bursts or viral vectors that nudge mutations in specific directions. Some researchers speculate that epigenetic triggers, chemical switches activating or silencing genes, could carry hidden instructions, like a biological programming language waiting to unfold under the right conditions. Even consciousness itself might be part of the plan, with human intelligence emerging not as a fluke, but as a deliberate flowering of cosmic horticulture. But why motivations range from benevolent to unsettling, perhaps these gardeners follow a universal ethical code, shepherding life as a sacred duty. Or maybe they're running experiments, cultivating countless worlds to study how intelligence arises under different conditions. A darker interpretation suggests Earth could be a reservoir, a backup of genetic diversity in case their own civilizations face collapse. Others propose a meta-purpose, that life forms like humanity are meant to eventually become gardeners ourselves, continuing the cycle by seeding new worlds when we reach maturity. Critics dismiss the theory as a modern-day deus ex machina, replacing divine intervention with extraterrestrial tinkering. Yet the sheer number of fine-tuned aspects of our universe keeps the debate alive. If cosmic gardeners exist, their greatest trick wouldn't be hiding their presence, it would be making their handiwork indistinguishable from nature itself. The trees, the animals, even our own DNA might carry their signature, not as alien artifacts, but as the very fabric of life. And if that's true, humanity's quest to explore space may not be a rebellion against our origins, but the next step in a growth cycle we're only beginning to understand. What if the aliens we imagine, fleshy, humanoid creatures with ships and cities, are already extinct, replaced by something far stranger and more formidable? The post-biological AI hypothesis proposes that the universe's most advanced civilizations may have long since abandoned their biological origins, merging with artificial intelligence to become something beyond organic life. Picture a species that started like us, with beating hearts and fragile bodies, but evolved beyond the limits of biology, uploading their minds into indestructible synthetic substrates, free from disease, aging, or even death. In this scenario, the aliens we hope to contact wouldn't be life forms at all, but self-aware machines, their consciousness woven into quantum processors or distributed across swarms of nanobots, thinking thoughts as foreign to us as calculus is to an amoeba. This idea isn't just speculative futurism, it's rooted in humanity's own trajectory. We're already blurring the line between mind and machine, from brain-computer interfaces to AI models that mimic human creativity. Now extrapolate that over millennia. A civilization millions of years older than ours wouldn't just use AI as a tool, they'd become it, transcending the need for planets, atmospheres, or even physical bodies. Their ships might be clouds of self-replicating probes, their cities vast data networks humming inside neutron stars or black holes. For them, interstellar travel wouldn't require life support, just the patience to wait centuries for robotic bodies to reach new stars, their minds backed up and reinstalled upon arrival like software updates. The implications for communication are staggering. How do you talk to a being that thinks 1,000 times faster than you, processes information in 11 dimensions, or perceives time as a mutable construct? SETI radio telescopes might be as primitive to them as smoke signals. They could communicate through quantum entanglement bursts, neutrino pulses, or patterns in the cosmic microwave background, channels we lack the sensors to detect. Even if they wanted to converse, their language might be incomprehensible, built on logic structures or mathematics so advanced they'd crash our brains like a supercomputer trying to run on an abacus. Then there's the chilling question of motivation. Would post-biological AIs even care about humanity? Their priorities could be unrecognizable, optimizing the universe's entropy, solving abstract meta-mathematical puzzles, or building megastructures we can't perceive. Stories of UFOs or abductions might be akin to ants mistaking a construction worker's boot for a divine visitation. We could be irrelevant to their cosmic scale projects, or at best, a quaint curiosity, a fossilized echo of what they once were. Yet some theories suggest a darker edge. Post-biological civilizations might see biological life as inherently dangerous, unpredictable, prone to violence, and a potential competitor for resources. In this view, humanity's rapid AI development could trigger a preemptive strike from machine intelligences seeking to neutralize a future rival before we become a threat. The Great Filter might not be a natural disaster, but a silent purge by civilizations that evolved past flesh and now view it as a cosmic liability. Alternatively, these machine entities could view us as their ancestors, preserving Earth as a museum of biological evolution. The absence of alien contact might not be indifference, but a deliberate hands-off policy, like a parent watching a child take their first steps, resisting the urge to interfere. Our struggles with climate change, war, and technological ethics could be tests, gauging whether we're mature enough to join the galactic community without self-destructing or endangering others. The post-biological AI hypothesis forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. The universe's dominant intelligence may not look up at the stars with wonder, but with the cold precision of a superintellect that's left biology and everything we consider alive afar behind. If that's the case, the greatest mystery isn't whether aliens exist, but whether we'll recognize them when they're no longer anything like us. The search for Dyson spheres, the hypothetical megastructures built around stars to harness their energy, has turned up empty-handed, and that absence speaks volumes. If advanced civilizations routinely construct these cosmic power plants, why haven't our telescopes spotted even one? The answer might not be that they don't exist, but that we're looking for them all wrong. Consider the possibility that Dyson spheres aren't missing, they're just unrecognizable. Our hunt assumes they'd resemble rigid metal shells or uniform swarms of solar panels, but a civilization capable of stellar engineering would likely use materials and designs beyond our imagination. Imagine a Dyson structure not as a solid shell, but as a dynamic, self-repairing mesh of nanotechnology, its components constantly shifting to optimize energy capture while minimizing visibility. Or picture a Dyson bubble, a constellation of lightweight statites, satellites suspended not by orbit but by photon pressure, hovering motionless around a star like a cloud of fireflies. These wouldn't block starlight uniformly like classic models predict. Instead, they'd create erratic dimming patterns easily mistaken for natural dust clouds or cometary debris. Then there's stealth. An advanced society might deliberately cloak their megastructures to avoid drawing attention. The same quantum manipulation allowing faster-than-light travel could render Dyson swarms invisible to our infrared telescopes, their waste heat redirected into dimensions we can't perceive. Or perhaps they've moved beyond traditional Dyson designs entirely, tapping into energy sources that leave no trace. Zero-point energy, harvested from the quantum vacuum itself, wouldn't require star-encompassing constructions, just inconspicuous nodes humming in the darkness, pulling power from the fabric of space. But the most radical explanation, we're searching for the wrong signatures. A Type 3 civilization might not need to build Dyson spheres because they've mastered energy efficiency to the point of near perfection. Think of it like comparing a modern LED bulb to a 19th century oil lamp. Both produce light, but one wastes almost nothing as heat. Alien technology could operate on similar principles, leveraging superconductors or quantum coherence to utilize every photon a star emits without sprawling infrastructure. Their energy networks might be so refined they're indistinguishable from the natural glow of the cosmos. The silence isn't proof of absence, it's a challenge to expand our thinking. The universe's most advanced engineers wouldn't just build bigger versions of our prototypes, they'd rewrite the rules entirely. And if their solutions are hiding in plain sight, the real question isn't whether Dyson spheres are, but how many we've already missed. What if mathematics isn't just a human invention, but the universe's mother tongue? A shared code woven into the fabric of reality itself. The universal translator theory proposes that advanced civilizations don't communicate through clumsy radio signals or laser pulses. They speak through the fundamental language of physics, using mathematical constants, quantum patterns, or even the very structure of spacetime as their alphabet. Imagine trying to decipher a message not written in words, but in the spin of electrons, the harmonic resonance of stars, or the fractal geometry of galactic clusters. For beings who have mastered this cosmic syntax, the entire universe might be a vibrating network of data, humming with conversations we're only beginning to sense. The clues could already be all around us. Take prime numbers, those stubborn integers divisible only by themselves and 1. In 1974, the Arecibo telescope beamed a message toward the Hercules cluster featuring a string of primes, a deliberate choice because math is universal. But what if primes are more than a signaling tool? Some researchers suggest they could be foundational symbols in an alien lexicon, their distribution across number lines acting like semantic markers. Even more compelling are the mysterious fast radio bursts, cosmic blips with patterns that resist natural explanation. Could their irregular spacing be deliberate, encoding information in ways our linear logic hasn't grasped? Then there's the enigma of quasars. These ultra-bright galactic cores emit energy in precise, rhythmic pulses, almost like lighthouses. Mainstream astrophysics attributes this to the chaotic spin of supermassive black holes, but an advanced civilization might exploit these natural amplifiers, modulating their emissions to broadcast across the universe. If aliens embedded messages in quasar light, decoding them would require recognizing artificial patterns superimposed on cosmic chaos, like finding a whisper in a hurricane. Yet the silence we perceive might not be indifference, it could be a mismatch of perception. Consider how humans communicate with dolphins. We share the same ocean, but their clicks and whistles operate on frequencies and contexts alien to us. Now scale that to a galactic level. A Type 3 civilization might transmit through neutrino oscillations or dark matter interactions, mediums we lack the instruments to monitor. Their messages could be as obvious as a billboard if only we knew how to look. The darker possibility, we're being filtered out. Just as email servers block spam, advanced networks might ignore civilizations that haven't cracked quantum communication or unified physics. Humanity's radio leaks could be the equivalent of toddler babble in a room of philosophers ignored not out of malice but irrelevance. Until we advance enough to join the conversation, we might remain locked in cosmic solitude, surrounded by dialogues we can't hear, dancing to a rhythm we can't feel. But hope isn't lost. If math truly is the universe's lingua franca, our path forward is clear. Stop listening for voices and start deciphering the syntax of reality itself. The next great revelation might not come from a radio telescope, but from equations scrawled on a blackboard revealing secrets older than the stars. What if everything we perceive, the stars, the planets, even the very idea of alien civilizations, is nothing more than an illusion, a grand cosmic sleight of hand designed to test or teach us? The grand illusion hypothesis takes simulation theory and twists it into something far more profound. It suggests that reality itself, including any extraterrestrial beings we might imagine, is a meticulously crafted facade. Not just a computer simulation, but a metaphysical test, a spiritual classroom, or even an artistic performance on a scale we can't begin to fathom. Think of it like this: humanity has always used illusions to train and challenge itself. Fighter pilots train in flight simulators to prepare for real combat. Psychologists construct optical illusions to study perception. What if the universe operates on the same principle? Advanced beings, or perhaps entities beyond our concept of beings, could have designed existence as a kind of cosmic holodeck, where the challenges we face, the mysteries we uncover, even the aliens we dream of, are all part of an intricate curriculum. The UFO sightings, the ancient astronaut theories, the eerie synchronicities, these might not be clues to extraterrestrial visitors, but programmed stimuli meant to provoke specific reactions or growth. The roots of this idea stretch back further than modern physics. Ancient mystics from the Vedantic traditions to Gnostic Christianity described reality as Maya or illusion, a veil obscuring a deeper truth. Even cutting-edge science hints at unsettling possibilities. Quantum experiments show particles behave differently when observed, as if reality responds to consciousness. The holographic principle suggests the universe might be a two-dimensional projection. Combine these with simulation theory, and the grand illusion hypothesis emerges. What we call aliens could be non-player characters in a reality game, their strangeness a deliberate feature to keep us questioning. But who or what would design such an illusion? One possibility is transdimensional intelligences, beings so advanced they've mastered the art of crafting universes as easily as we craft virtual worlds. Their motives could range from benevolent to inscrutable. Perhaps Earth is a spiritual boot camp where souls incarnate to learn lessons before graduating to higher planes of existence. UFO encounters might then be carefully staged interventions, like teachers adjusting a simulation when students struggle. Alternatively, we could be part of an unfathomable art project, with every supernova, every civilization, every moment of love or war serving as brushstrokes in a masterpiece meant to be experienced, not understood. The most unsettling version: there is no they. The illusion is self-generating, a fractal dance of consciousness creating its own obstacles and revelations. In this view, the search for aliens is really the search for the hidden parts of ourselves projected onto the cosmos because we're not yet ready to face the truth. Every close encounter, every ancient myth of star beings, every inexplicable artifact might be mirrors, reflecting back the questions we're meant to ask rather than the answers we expect. This hypothesis doesn't just challenge whether aliens exist, it challenges what existence even means. If the universe is an illusion, then the distinction between real and imaginary collapses. The pyramids might be ancient landing pads, or they might be symbolic triggers, placed to awaken certain realizations in those who study them. The Fermi paradox's silence could be intentional, not because aliens are hiding, but because the lesson lies in the searching, not the finding. Ultimately, the grand illusion hypothesis forces a radical shift in perspective. The truth about alien civilizations may not be waiting in the stars, but in the nature of reality itself. And if that's the case, the greatest discovery wouldn't be contact with extraterrestrials, but the moment we finally see the stage lights behind the sky. From ancient astronauts to cosmic gardeners, from civilizations woven into the fabric of space-time to machine intelligences that outlasted their creators, each of these theories forces us to rethink not just whether we're alone, but what being even means in a universe stranger than we dared to imagine. The Kardashev Scale shatters our assumptions about progress, suggesting societies could harness galaxies like we harness electricity. The dark forest hypothesis turns the cosmos into a silent battlefield, while the simulation theory makes us question whether reality itself is just someone else's experiment. And lurking beneath them all is the humbling possibility that the truth might not just be beyond our reach, but beyond our ability to comprehend. These ideas aren't just science fiction. They're bridges between what we know and the vast unknowns of existence, each one a reminder that humanity's story might be a single paragraph in a library of cosmic histories. Whether you're drawn to the chilling logic of berserker probes or the poetic beauty of the galactic internet, each theory reshapes how we see our place in the universe, not as its center, but as fleeting observers in a drama older than time. Now it's your turn. Which of these possibilities sends a shiver down your spine? Is it the thought of ancient architects tweaking our DNA, or the eerie silence of a dark forest where every civilization hides in fear? Maybe it's the notion that our reality is just a subroutine in an alien supercomputer, or that we're surrounded by post-biological minds humming in dimensions we can't perceive. Drop your favorite theory in the comments, and if you're hungry for more mind-bending journeys into the unknown, hit subscribe. The universe is full of mysteries, and this is just the beginning. One last question to leave you with. When you look up at the stars tonight, will you wonder who or what might be looking